A very good morning, dear class 7, and welcome in our social science class. This is Shashi, your social science teacher. Today, we will be learn about the impact of the invasions of Block 4, and block's name is the Arab and Turkish invasions. So, first, we will revise all three sections of this block. As you know, we have learned about the features of Muhammad bin Qasim's rule. He believed in basic human rights and did not force his religion on anyone. We have learnt about the effect and causes of Muhammad bin Qasim's invasion. Then invasions of Mahmud, who was the son of a Turkish noble who dreamed to establish a vast and strong empire in northern Central Asia. Then invasions of Muhammad of Ghor. So, we have learnt about the several invasions that took place in early medieval India by Muhammad bin Qasim, Mahmud of Ghazni, and Muhammad of Ghor. Some of these invasions had lasting effects on the political and social scenario of India. I hope you understood what we have learnt in this block. So today we will be understand the impact of the invasions and the reasons for the success of the invasions of Mahmud of Ghazni and Muhammad of Ghor. So as I discussed, what have we learned so far in the block and what is it that you still need help with? Are you able to give answer? We know that Mahmud of Ghazni raided Indian temple towns that were rich temple towns consecutively during the period 1000 to 1025 AD. He first attacked the regions in Punjab and later raided the other rich temple cities of India. After every raid, Mahmud carried back with him enormous quantities of wealth along with craftsmen, masons, and carpenters. After his death, Muhammad of Ghor invaded India in order to expand his rule in East. So, children, give me answer of these questions. I hope you know all these answers. Who was Raja Dahir? Ruler of Sindh. And who was the ruler of Ghor? Muhammad was the ruler of Ghor. And what happened after the death of Mahmud of Ghazni? After his death in 1030 AD, raids were stopped. Our aim of today's learning is to be able to analyze the impact of the various invasions. So first we will start with keywords. First word is impact, means influence, forceful contact or onset also. And the second word is prone, having a tendency, likely to do, have or suffer from something. So having a tendency or inclination. Then the word is capture, means to control of something, to gain or win spatially through efforts. So resources we will need for today's learning are content book, notebook, and stationery. No need to take workbook. So children, pause the video, read the section Impact of the Invasions and Causes of Success. So open page 33 and read the section. Then come back again. Be ready to give answer. My question is, why were the invaders able to capture and raid the cities of northern India? So you have to discuss with your partner, then give your response. After the death of Harshvardhan, there was no single central or unified power. The northern region of the Indian subcontinent was divided into many Rajput kingdoms. These kingdoms were usually at war with each other. Due to this animosity, amongst themselves, these rulers were unable to foresee the invaders as a common enemy. As a result, they did not help each other when attacked. So there was no single unified power, and that kingdoms were divided into many Rajput kingdoms and unable to foresee the invaders. Now, bonus question of the day is Sufi saints encouraged people to devoted to dash dash dash. You have to fill this blank. So choose the correct answer. Then fill the blanks. Yes, children. Why were the Rajput rulers who were known for their bravery and courage unable to stop these invasions? What were the reason behind this? Although brave, the Rajput rulers were not united against the invaders, as they were constantly fighting amongst themselves. Secondly, they did not have a central army to fight and were dependent upon the warrior chiefs to provide them with troops. This dependence often created problems as the warrior chiefs could rebel against the rulers or not provide troops at the time of need. And the third reason was the Rajput rulers used elephants who were slower compared to the swift horses used by the Arabs. Also, the Arabs were more organized and used armor to protect themselves. So, these were the reasons. Got the answer, children? Now, what was the impact of these invasions on the political scene of India? These invasions exposed the inability of the Indian rulers to defend themselves, especially after the raids of Mahmud of Ghazni. India became more prone to invasions. After the death of Mahmud, there was a brief period without any invasions. This was followed by Muhammad of Ghaur's invasion to establish the first ever rule in India. I hope you got the answer. My next question is what were the social and political impacts of these invasions? In short, you can read this. Okay. So, although the temples were raided for their wealth, one could not see any long term economic impact of this. However, there was a social impact with people of different regions, cultures, and different religions coming in along with the invaders and settling in the Indian subcontinent. The cultural interactions between them further enriched the culture of India with new languages, literature, architecture, music, dance, food, dress, and social customs. Then impact of political impact. What happened? Beginning of a very long Muslim rule in Indian subcontinent. One more question. What was the political situation in northern India between the 7th and 12th century AD? As you know, children, Sindh in the northwest region of the Indian subcontinent was attacked in 712 AD under the leadership of Muhammad bin Qasim, as the Arabian ships were frequently attacked by the pirates in the region. The Arabs also wanted to have access to the link to the Silk Route through this region. During the period 1000 to 1025 AD, there were frequent raids on the temple towns of northern India by Mahmud, the ruler of Ghazni. He wanted to acquire wealth from India to take back to Ghazni and expand his empire in Central Asia. After his death, these raids stopped until 1175 AD onwards. Then Muhammad of Ghaur started invading the regions around Punjab. As he moved further east in 1191 AD, he was defeated by the Rajput ruler of Delhi, and you know the name Prithviraj Chauhan. However, he returned to defeat Prithviraj Chauhan in 1192 AD. With this and subsequent victories, he managed to establish Muslim rule in India, which brought about many social and political changes. I hope you understood this section and the whole block. What you have to do today? Answer practice question 10 in the notebook and my learning chart. You have to fill out my learning chart of page 32. It is in your content book. So fill in the content book, and in that what you have to do? You have to in the last three blocks you have to write who invaded and when invaded. Then do additional question answers from the content book because we will discuss in the discussion video. Read the block 4 Arab and Turkish invasions for block assessment. Stay home, stay safe. Have a nice day, children. Bye bye and thank you.